This is That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
Ooh, that was a new one. And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwhy discordant.
It's like the Feeney call.
It's the late night sessions.
Yeah.
The late night, the after hours.
We almost did this yesterday.
Almost. And then we didn't.
We almost did this last week.
Yeah. But we didn't. But now you're back from the road.
But see, now I'm especially tired because yesterday I had just gotten back from the weekend.
Yes.
Today,
Yeah.
I got back from the weekend and work and the gym.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And how are you?
Ugh.
Yeah.
How's your foot?
It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts. Yeah. There's no, it's never going to get fixed. I don't think anybody knows what's wrong with it because everything that everyone thinks is wrong with it. And you're looking at like 2 years of pain and everyone's just like, there's nothing wrong with it. Oh no, it must be this problem, but it never is.
But you know what's not a problem?
The rules?
Exactly.
3 rules, right?
3 of them.
Du trois, no judgment.
1, 2, 3.
Yes, no judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick. Not at this late hour.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Look on out. It's bobsled time.
Look on out or get on up?
I don't remember.
Get on up.
We're going to have to watch Cool Runnings.
Get on up.
We're not a sponsor. We should be.
No, not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Of Cool Runnings?
I mean, peace be the journey. Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, how was tell the people how your weekend was.
Oh.
You can show them your tan lines.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We're on video. I got fucking roasted.
You did.
Day one.
You don't usually get that bad. Certainly not to the point where you need sunblock.
I can't see the monitor. Can you see my shoulders?
No, because you got the vest on.
All right.
So you're pretty well covered.
Well,
You look real tan.
It's my right arm that's way more red, but again, it's not as bad as it was. Like,
well, yeah.
I could whip out,
the magic of aloe. No, you don't need to do that. Tell the people. This is an audio medium.
Here we go.
Tell the people.
So for those on video, if that is my right shoulder on
and the rest of
Thursday
and the rest of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I fucking jeez.
Well, aside from the sunburn, how was it?
It was long. It was very, very long and hot and sweaty. It was I mean, I gave you the 411 yesterday.
You gave me the lowdown on mostly the fuck ups.
Yeah.
But what good happened? Did anything good happen?
Here's the good that came of it. Myself and my bandmates and our friend's band got up there and we performed 4 days in a row for a bunch of vehicle enthusiasts.
Yeah.
And onlookers and vendors selling everything from car parts to rusty tools.
Well, they market it now as a swap meet.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that.
I saw that recently. I wanted to see if any pictures of my man got up on their socials. So I was cruising it for a little bit yesterday and discovered that they're advertising it as a swap meet now.
So for those who are not exactly, or just tuning in, who are, don't
Welcome.
exactly know what we're talking about.
Hello.
This past weekend, I attended the Rat's Nest Run-In,
yes,
which is what they call it, at the Blackthorn Resort in East Durham, New York. And it is a resort. There's a pool. There's amenities. There's a big dining hall. The food was excellent. It's always great. There were dogs. There were so many dogs.
I mean, when I think of a resort in the Catskills, I picture like old money. I picture like
me too.
Like
Dirty Dancing.
Like Dirty Dancing,
Yeah.
Post-war money kind of a thing.
I imagine this probably was that at some point.
I'm
maybe
sure it was. Yeah, maybe like
50,
70 years ago.
Yeah. Somewhere between 50 and 70.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that's just the place where all the deplorables congregate.
That's where we put the deplorables at the end of the summer.
Because there were, I mean, I don't want to say there were less than reputable people. I mean, there were just, there were bikers and there were car people and,
listen,
there were kids. There were a lot of kids.
We are less than reputable.
There were a bunch of little kids setting off fireworks in what used to be
that is also
basketball
less
and tennis
than
court.
Reputable, yeah.
I mean, once they started doing the burnouts inside said court, like you could smell it all like throughout the entire campus.
You mean burnouts like doing donuts and burnouts with tires and stuff, not smelling the burnouts.
No, there wasn't enough room to do donuts. Like there were so many like giant cinder blocks,
really
keeping everything from getting out of control.
I'm just saying, you don't mean burnouts like smoking the ganja and you could smell it.
Oh, there was that too. Yeah, well, there's plenty of that going on. There was a guy who
it's the weekend.
He was making wood statues out of. It was wood carvings with a chainsaw.
It's like ice sculpting, but with wood.
But he was doing it with a chainsaw, and he was really good. Like he was like really precise.
I mean, that's how it starts out.
He was doing lots of like different animals and stuff like that. But he was real. Like he had it all contained in this giant like fenced-in area.
Well, that's the border, so that nobody gets an accidental chainsawing.
It was a little strange that he was doing it so close to the fire pit. I mean, one spark and, we're all...
Well, he is anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I browsed the vendors. Not really anything, for me.
That's
we almost bought an amp.
I wasn't there.
We almost bought an amp.
Yeah.
We saw this giant keyboard because... Okay, so there's an issue with my rig. Okay. And so while we were out there, like it wasn't loud enough for the stage that we were on because we're in open air. So there's nothing for the sound to bounce off of. So as we're walking through, we're looking at the tables and somebody had an old keyboard amp. Thing was busted. Thing was dirty. It didn't have a ground plug on it.
It's all right. Many of us don't.
And James was like, "How much you want for it?" He's like, $1.25. He's like, "Buy." I was like,
"What was it worth?"
Please, it was probably worth $25. I think James even said, he's like, tomorrow I'm going to go offer him $25. But not only would we have had to buy, like there was nowhere to plug it in where it was. So we would have had to wheel it all the way across the field, plug it in, and then be like, oh, well, this thing doesn't work anymore. So, the sound guy was the highlight of the entire weekend.
Sounds like he was nobody's friend.
He pissed everybody off. Everybody from the event organizer to the bands to like just, oh God. I mean, every single time I was sitting and watching other bands, he would come and sit next to me and he'd put his hands on me. And I'm like,
ew,
dude, you touch me one more time, I'm going to take one of those fingers home with me. Like he was just,
no.
Like every time we sound checked, we would put our stuff down and then, wait for showtime. Yeah. And we'd get back up there and all of our presets were gone. So everything we had done before to get ready was, null and void at that point.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and he assured us, from the very beginning, I'm a professional.
Again, I cannot hear the phrase "I'm a professional" without imagining the wipeout from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, who was parking the cars.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm a professional.
Professional what?
That's all I think when I hear that phrase. And it sounds like, it's not that
I
far
could
off.
not wait to get away from this guy. Like every single time.
Away from him groping you, apparently.
He would start a conversation. Like he would just launch into, like as if I was paying attention. And then I just looked for any possible opening to
oh, look, a dog.
Exactly.
You just go, I'll get it.
Until the very last day when we're all standing around and we're talking to the event organizer. We're like, yeah, we got to do this again next year. We got to bring more bands and making plans and stuff like that. And the two of them, him and the sound guy, got into it over something. I caught the tail end of it, but he's just like, yeah, the band from last night could have had a lot to say about you too. And then he just walked away because apparently Saturday night, the event organizer, Brian, he walked away because there was a Social Distortion tribute band that played Saturday night that was supposed to play for 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And the sound, for some reason, they started late. I don't know why. But the sound guy cut them off after a half hour. Shut the whole thing down.
Like what?
I don't know.
No explanation? No, we got to wrap this up or anything? Like, did they blow a fuse?
No, I just didn't get the explanation. I didn't get it. All I heard was that they planned out for 2 hours, 22 songs. I think they only played 6, and then he shut it down because it was his sound system. And for all I know, it wasn't a part of
Rat's Nest, right? They were playing at the resort.
No, this was part of Rat's Nest. They were planned for Rat's Nest, and they brought a lot of gear.
For that kind of set, I would think
they filled up the stage with amps and all sorts of stuff, and it was really shitty. I mean, the strange thing is that throughout the resort, there were 3 bands going on at the exact same time. You had the Social Distortion guys out in the field. You had a like 80s like metal and pop cover band inside the pool area, and then you had a country band going on inside the bar.
It's a country bear jamboree.
It sure was. You should have seen the cowboy, the bouncer at the bar.
Yeah, you told me about
7 feet
was he
tall.
The bouncer?
He was the bouncer.
Oh, I thought he was just some dude.
No.
Oh, I didn't know he was the bouncer.
He was standing there like in a duster with a cowboy hat, long beard, and his revolver was just hanging at his hip for everybody to see, and he was checking IDs. And by the time I was getting ready to leave, I saw a bunch of sheriffs show up, and I'm like, "Oh shit, what's going on?"
Talk to Walker, Texas Ranger over there.
He didn't like hop over the fence; he stepped over the fence.
How tall was the fence?
It was your normal size fence, but this dude was at least 7 feet tall.
Nice.
And
Did
probably
he and Tom hit it off.
No, I don't think they ever met.
Oh, maybe it was Tom.
No.
No?
No. I'm pretty sure he would have dwarfed Tom. But he's like a local celebrity because he's got his own Facebook page just called The Cowboy.
Really?
And everybody that comes to the bar takes pictures with him. So
that's neat.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
I had an okay time. My highlights of this weekend were the bed in the hotel.
Yes.
Because
we've had many conversations
about
that.
So comfortable. I did not want to get up.
Yeah.
The food in the dining hall, always great. Always great. That hostess, she was the MVP of the whole.
You make that sound dirty. Tell him why.
Some guest was getting unruly with the staff, and she put him in his place for everybody to see. It was beautiful. And we went over and congratulated her. It was like, that was impressive.
Cheers to that.
Let's see what else. Scott got high off of like one hit
and got a tattoo.
And got really. But the thing is, we didn't know that he had smoked when it was James's brilliant idea to fire off a Roman candle at him. So, yeah, he was not available after that.
No.
We were just standing around talking, and James was like, we should go shoot off Roman candles at Scott.
And I've never understood what it is with boys and shooting Roman candles at each other.
That's just boys and fireworks.
Yeah.
Things that go boom.
I remember it was July 4th, 2010, I want to say. And a friend of mine in like the boondocks of Dutchess County was like, hey, come on over, we're having a barbecue and we're gonna have fireworks and stuff. And I mean, when I tell you that some of the most intelligent people I've met, like real book smart kind of people, took a box of fireworks, a cardboard box of fireworks, and just dumped it into a bonfire and just go, okay, run. These things are firing off, hitting the house, hitting the pool and everything. And then they took a box of Roman candles and they just started shooting at each other. And I'm like, you boys.
Like, I knew.
Boys will be boys.
I absolutely 100% knew this weekend that I was going to be gross and disgusting for most of it because, our hotel was a half an hour away from the resort. We opted not for one of the comped hotels because we wanted clean water.
And a lock on the door.
Yeah. And, working lights and
everything.
So we knew that once we're there, we're going to be there all day. And I knew it was going to get gross. And it's just that between a lot of our sets didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
And it being gross and just being tiring, because there wasn't really a whole hell of a lot for me to do.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time inside the bar because there was air conditioning.
Savor it.
Got me in some rounds of Ms. Pac-Man as well.
Oh, yeah?
I'd like to know what they did with the pool table. I remember night one, there was a pool table in the bar next to the stage, and then the next day it was just gone. And I'm like,
maybe they needed more room for people.
But where I combed that place. I'm like, where the fuck did this pool table go? Did it like drop into the floor or something?
Ooh, imagine.
Is there like
up in the rafters?
Is there like a invisibility cloak over it? Am I walking through it?
It's a fly system. They put it up in the ceiling during busy times.
But I walked around. I went to the big stage in the back, which they still don't use for whatever reason. It's just like, it's there. Why not make use out of it?
Maybe they couldn't book a lot for this weekend.
I discovered a new type of Jack Daniels while there. There's now a blackberry flavor.
Okay.
It's pretty tasty. Goes
Well,
great
good.
with Coca-Cola.
Oh, it's okay.
Drinks were not expensive, which was great. Like anywhere around here,
Upstate New York, baby.
you're paying $13, $15 for a
Yeah.
drink, like like an 8-ounce mixed drink. Up there, you're paying $8.
It's pretty good.
I did not get any of the giant tubs. I'm like, yeah, no, I paced myself. Everybody's like, "Come on, we're here all day. You're on vacation." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I don't want to get hammered."
I don't want you getting heat stroke either.
No.
I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't cozy.
Yeah, no, it certainly
like
wasn't.
It was disgusting. It was gross here too.
Like I don't like being sweaty unless I intend to be. Like if we're going to the gym and we're going to work out, like that's one thing. But just to be outside, because like I run hot as it is.
Yes, you
so
do.
all weekend I was just dripping.
Now let me ask you this,
What?
because I know how it makes me. When you are hot to the point where you're sweating and everything, does it make you angry?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I'm not crazy. It truly infuriates me. Like Snickers bar commercial kind of anger. And I'm just like, my body can't handle this.
At that
and now I'm
point,
just mad.
my clothes are completely saturated and
Yeah.
sticking to me. And
there's no point in changing because you're just going to sweat through something
right.
else.
And sweat is getting into my guitar. It's getting into all my stuff. It was making my strap, like once I folded up my strap and put it into the case, I had to peel it apart from itself.
Ew.
So every time we got off stage, I'm wiping the whole thing down,
Yeah.
cleaning the strings and whatnot, and going right back into the car. And I'm just like, I can't wait. I can't wait until everybody's like okay to leave.
Yeah.
So that way we can, and then we had a half-hour ride back to the hotel. Night one, Brody and I went out. We went to a local bar, which looked like it was on the roof of a hotel that looked like it was in a residential neighborhood. Yeah.
Well, the whole place may as well be a residential neighborhood.
No. This is a totally different town.
Like
this was Coxsackie.
I know that it's not pronounced that way, by the way.
Coxsackie.
No, it's actually not pronounced that way.
We actually on the way back,
it's like Coxsackie or something.
On our way towards the Taconic, we were passing through, I think, the town of Taconic.
Yeah.
And
Tagahonic.
Realized it's spelled totally differently.
Yes.
It's TAGHKANIC
or
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tagahonic.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Taconic.
Right.
Yes. I camped there once.
Did you?
Yes, I went camping there in, I think, 2000. Yeah, like Labor Day, like this time, 15 years ago. And let me tell you, it was real nice.
All right. Now we
nice.
have to address the elephant in the room.
There's an elephant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So about 8 months ago, we were talking about this.
Oh, yeah.
On this podcast.
We were.
And the decision as to whether or not.
It was so long ago.
It was. Whether or not this was going to take place. Because there was a whole debacle over, certain things, certain people.
Types of people.
And if you guys want to go back and listen to the what is it, the shunning? Or the reprise?
It was the ump will shun you.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, was it? Yes.
Now,
the ump will shun you.
And the shunning reprise.
The shunning a reprise.
So,
yes.
As per usual with most things like this, I was completely oblivious. But one of these fellas was spotted.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, whatever.
And again, no cops. Right?
No fights.
No fights, no cops, no gunfire. It wasn't my weekend in Miami.
And this was during breakfast, too. This was, on one of the mornings during breakfast. And I'm just like, all right, back to my coffee and eggs. Like as if nothing, live and let live.
Now, with people, with certain types of people around and everything, did you made a comment about how, they're, minding their own business, being civil, being friendly even and everything. And it's actually the outsiders like you guys coming in who were almost kind of, some maybe a little snobby.
I mean, let's put it bluntly, okay? It was mainly Trump country. A lot of Trump shirts, a lot of MAGA shirts.
This is the type of crowd that an event like this brings out. So what?
Yeah, no, I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
But I got this strange sensation walking, like when I was out walking around on my own, because my tattoos are visible. I'm wearing goofy shirts like my, Amazing Larry shirt, and
You wore your Amazing Larry shirt?
it's in the pictures. What?
I've never seen you actually wear it.
I've worn it twice to 2 shows so far.
Yeah?
Yeah. I wore my Groucho Marx shirt, both given to me by my brother Mark. Shout out.
You have a Groucho
Sponsor.
Marx shirt?
I do. Yeah. What was I gonna say? And I got, I mean, I basically look like I do right now.
Yeah.
And I still kind of got the feeling that I was being looked at like he must be, ultra liberal, ultra leftist.
Which is weird because I would look at you and not think that at all. Certainly the way that you are right now.
I mean, let's put it this way. People weren't exactly like running up to us to befriend or, get to. There was one girl who was very taken with our music and said that it meant a lot to her, and she bought a t-shirt and, was hanging out and
nice.
talking to the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
And, I mean, great. I mean, if it does something for somebody. Maybe.
But like nobody like there was no like confrontations just because people might have perceived you as a certain way.
The only potential confrontation I can think of is whatever happened during the country set at the bar, which
didn't involve any of you,
right? Like I walked outside as I was leaving, and like it was during their intermission, and everybody was outside smoking and talking, whatever. And I saw a bunch of sheriff's cars roll up, and I'm like, okay, now's probably a good time for me to leave. But yeah, no, I mean, we didn't get in it. Somebody, I found out later on, somebody called Scott gay because he was wearing his kilt. Like, again,
water off a duck's back.
I'm oblivious to all of these things because people don't typically confront me. Like I guess I don't give off that vibe, but like great, because I don't want to start fights with anybody.
Well, that's just it, is that, I mean, some people go around looking for a fight.
Like, here's the thing. I was at, there has been static between me and one member of one of the other bands that played this weekend, dating back to January.
Yeah.
And we were completely civil.
Yeah.
And we shook hands at the end of it.
Was it masking? Like, were you faking it?
I remember being a little anxious going into it, thinking like, how is this going to turn out?
Yeah.
But from the moment the first thing I did was help them with their gear when we all got there. And I'm like, you know what? It's so stupid. Like, I spent so many years around this guy, like, and we're all here to have a good time. So.
And there you go.
Like, nothing was started. And again, we shook hands at the end of it and went our separate ways.
And this is just it, is that, like, yes, you guys know each other, but you have all of these differences. And yet, you can coexist in the same sphere. Not just, like a circle of friends or anything like that, but like, you can coexist. I don't understand why hell must be raised to coexist with strangers. No pun intended.
I see what you did.
No pun intended.
Listen,
I didn't mean it.
Here's the thing. We both did and said things that could have been avoided.
Sure.
It's just in those moments, that's not where our heads were at.
Would you say you acted emotionally?
I would say that cooler heads prevailed this weekend. It took 8-9 months, but we're better off than we were.
I spent the weekend cleaning this house. Halloweening this house.
You should take them on a tour.
No. That would take too long. But I went shopping, and the dog had a couple of big days, and I ran a marathon on Stranger Things because it's that time of year, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
And the Bake Off comes back in like 2 weeks. I just had to mention that. Everyone out there ready for this? Yes, because that is what I did this weekend.
Let me tell you, like I said the other day, I checked out real early on.
Yeah.
After so much frustration with things not going as planned. it's like, I just want to go home and be in my own home, my own bed with my wife and the dog. And yeah, no, because I mean, there were moments that were fun. Yeah.
Sure.
But it's like, it's my gripe with a lot of these things is everything else that comes along with it. You know, it's like, I'm not as young a man as I once was, so I don't have the stamina, the endurance, the tolerance, the energy, you know.
I get that. When I was working on the road, like I never went out. The only time that I ever like really hung out was probably Vegas. And like we didn't do anything but like, you know, hang out, like we went to dinner and stuff like that.
I've never been one to close down bars. Like I've closed down bars
I've closed
before,
down bars.
but I don't want to stay at bars all night long. Like maybe midnight at the latest, especially now, and probably not even that late. Like, but it's just like, and plus I wasn't sleeping. Like we would get back to the hotel at like 11:30. I'd be asleep by midnight, and my, you know, biological clock, your biological clock, I was up at like 5:36, just naturally.
I think that, you know, I don't know. I think it's a certain type of personality that really like revels in the party aspect. And when I say the party aspect, I mean the late nights, the loud noise, the drinking and everything. And then there are people like me and maybe even like you who, like, after you do it for a day, the idea of doing it for another day is like, no, thank you. It's like, I got it all done. Ta-da. Like anytime when I was working on the road, the greatest feeling in the world was getting away from everybody, showering, and getting into a horizontal position and staying that way.
Spending the day after relaxing, recovering, doing laundry. Like, you know, I mean, 10 years ago, we were doing 2-week stretches. Yeah. Like with maybe a day off in between.
It's rough.
It makes me wonder, like, where the fuck did we get the stamina for that?
I mean, you know.
But again,
there are places to get that energy. But like, I wonder sometimes, like, how I even stomached it. Like, just the idea of like, I'm gonna get up at 6 a.m. I'm going to get dressed to work my balls off in the heat. I'm going to sweat. I'm going to be disgusting. And I'm going to do it for 16 hours. And then I'm going to go back to my hotel room. I'm going to sit in the shower and just hose myself off and let gravity do its job. I'm going to pass out as quickly as possible. And then I'm going to do it again tomorrow. That's wild to me. And I mean, you're talking like 4 or 5 days at a time, and then a 4-hour to 6-hour plane ride, you know, to get home.
I really shouldn't be complaining as much because you have the vendors, you have the food trucks, you have these people that are out there just as long, if not longer than me. Some in even hotter conditions, especially if they're standing over a griddle or a pizza oven.
Or facing the sun.
Or a fryer. And they can't leave. They can't, you know, take an hour and go stand in the bar in the air conditioning. I mean, it was a great time for like, you know, there were so many classic cars there. There were so many unique builds. There was all sorts of, like, you know, weird things that you just don't see unless you're out looking for this sort of thing.
Yeah. But that's just it, is, you know, like, you gotta weigh it, and when it turns out that, you know, the good time outweighs the heat and the work and the pain and everything like that, then you smile and you put you put it in the books.
I really enjoyed watching Nick and Rhodey dance to the 80s cover band. On Friday night in the bar.
I got some of your videos.
Those guys. Now, I promised I wouldn't embarrass them, so I'm not gonna post any of those videos, but that band was tight. They were a little slow, but they were tight, and they got the crowd going, and it was
Well, how
very
can you
entertaining to
not?
watch. Yeah,
How can you not? I would have been jamming.
I mean, like just being in there, like there was more people in there for that band that night than we had 3 years ago when we were playing that bar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man,
at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, we got to open for these guys.
And what were they called? Do you remember?
Oh, what were they called?
Find them. Tell them you want to play with them. Can we come out and play? Hi, we're a band.
Oh,
it was a good time, though.
It was.
You had a good time.
So now we get ready for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got 3 more shows coming up, 2 of which at Dead Language Brewing in Hartford. And, but until then, I'm going to enjoy a nice long rest before that and before the tattoo and horror convention.
Yes. And that's the other thing that I did all weekend is I prepped for that. And it's one of those things that like, I feel like I'm never going to be prepared for. I'm never actually going to be prepared for this. I'm always going to feel like I'm cutting it close. I'm always going to feel like I'm forgetting something.
So from an outsider looking in, last year once we set up the booth, even before that, when we did the one
after we ad-libbed setting up the booth because
ad-lib it. No, both times. Okay, so I've been with you to 2 conventions now, and both times the booths have looked so full.
Thank you.
Like from my perspective, like we have done, mostly you, but we have done an excellent job of filling it out, making it look complete and presentable.
Yeah.
And again, like that is yours would be a booth that if I didn't know you would definitely catch my eye.
I'm all flattered and flustered now. I like to think that the things that I am doing, like, I don't know. Like,
because you used to do a lot of the things like Rat's Nest, right?
Yes, yeah. I did Rat's Nest. The first year was fun because it rained the whole weekend, so no one was there, and it was freezing.
Beautiful.
And I left and I went home every night because I thought about like, do I want to just sleep in my car? And I'm like, no.
They didn't offer you a room?
Nope. No, they did not.
That's real shitty.
They offered me camping space if I wanted it, if I wanted somewhere to put my tent. But the guy who was next
I thought you were about to say they offered you candy.
The guy who was vending next to me was vending out of an RV. So I lowered my tent every night and he just made sure that my shit was okay. And then I would come back up in the morning, which was fine. And then I didn't do it the following year.
But you as far as vending goes, like you've traveled, you've gone to all different things, and festivals and conventions, and
it always feels it's so much work. Like it's so much
It's the
work.
life of the traveling circus, traveling salesman.
Yeah, and it is so much work, but to me, that's the fun part. Like, it's not a chore to do these things, but it's a lot of work. And I have usually done them by myself because I cannot impress upon people who have volunteered to help me. I cannot impress upon these people that I need help working. Like, I've had people who have helped me out and just been so pissed off.
Why?
Because they had to work.
Oh.
And I'm just like I used to vend at Warped Tour. And I would have people help me out and they would just be so pissed off. I mean, and I'm like, go walk around, hand shit out.
Which is what I did.
Yeah, that's what you did. And I'm like, go walk around, hand things out. And they're like...
I mean, like, realistically, it's long hours.
Yeah.
It is work because you have to set up the booth and you have to maintain it and you have to tear down and you have to, promote yourself and get and make connections with people and everything. But, the thought that's crossed my mind when we go and do, at least when I go and do the things with you is... it's not very often we get to surround ourselves with like-minded people. Like, it's different when I go play a show and I'm going to a bar or a place like that where people are just there to drink or to just see whoever, to congregate, like, for like a place to go on a Friday night to
Right.
like, you know, have a drink or dinner, and, you know, then they go home and that's it. Conventions are totally different. Like the tattoo conventions and the horror conventions and stuff like that. It's a setting that people are seeking out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's something. It's not just a place to go and get a drink or a meal, or, you know, it's
It's not just foot traffic.
and it's not a thing that's there all the time.
Mhm.
It's, you know, once a year or a couple of times a year thing where like-minded people gather to indulge and, you know,
It's a congregation.
yeah, to share their common interests.
Yes. And that's, you know, really what I get out of it is to see other artists like enjoying my work. It's very validating and it's very uplifting for that reason. But it's like it always feels like the first day of school. Like it always feels like
the first day or the whole thing.
The whole thing. By day 3, I'm usually I walk in looking like the Unabomber on a, you know, on a bender.
Well, because you're putting yourself out there. You're putting every bit of your work, your everything. Like, it'd be like the equivalent of me taking songs that I wrote, printing out the lyrics on a giant canvas, and just putting them out for everybody to read.
It's tough, but I feel like every time I do one, and I make friends and I make connections and everything, I feel like I'm in kind of a thing. And when I dive into an event where it's not my crowd, like when I did Rat's Nest in 2014, it was not my crowd. The stuff that I was selling at that time in history, so long ago, this was not the type of people. I was not vending things to the type of people who would buy them.
I'm wondering why we didn't do Rat's Nest in 2014.
I want to say it coincided with Upstart. Because it was the weekend before Labor Day.
Upstart was always end of September, beginning of October.
Then I don't know.
We probably had something else going on.
Yeah. But yeah, it was, you know, like this was not my crowd. This was not my crowd. Now, if I were to do it, I think I could hook somebody because my shit has evolved. And I'm so stoked on the stuff that I'm making now and like the new ideas that have been sort of bubbling over and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to doing the Blood and Ink in October. But every day until then, I'm going to be in a low grade panic. Like, what else do I need to do? Like, what else? I'm trying so hard to get ready that it's like everything else sort of takes a back seat. And I feel like this happens every year. Everything takes a back seat. You know, but
I could think of something that takes a back seat.
Hey, my back seat is fine.
My back seat is full of dog hair.
Yeah, well, so is mine. I'm going to sneeze any minute now, by the way, and I apologize. Hey, there's a skunk outside.
Here it comes.
Oh, man, it's going to happen. But,
bless you.
Excuse me.
I wonder how much that clipped.
But it's always such a good time, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I especially look forward to doing it with you. Because I did not do Rat's Nest with you this year. Just because so much is going on and everything like that. And I feel like we really divided and conquered this weekend. And I missed you, and I'm glad you're home.
Me too.
I missed you, and I'm glad you're home. And I tried so hard to get as much done while you were gone as possible so that I wouldn't be forced to not be with you when you got home.
It was tough being there without my car. and
Yeah.
being able to freely come and go as I please.
Yeah.
Um,
Where would you have gone?
the same places, like I'm the master of ghosting, like
Yeah.
because a lot of times when I would play shows and I didn't feel like hanging out to the end of the night, I would just take off. Like,
Yeah.
because again, I don't close down, but I don't want to spend all my money getting drunk. Like,
I mean, that's fine. You can get a bottle of SoCo and go to the hotel and,
It was
and
really
get drunk if you really wanted to.
It was really weird to be day drinking. Like, I think the earliest drink I had may have been at like, I don't know, maybe 4:00. I don't think there were any days.
It's happy hour.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Like, I think maybe Saturday, like I had a drink at like maybe 1.
That's day drinking.
Actually, no, because we played at noon and finished at 1. So yeah, I probably waited, but
Well, I mean, I guess technically 1 is also fine because that's like brunch time.
But again, I wasn't driving anywhere, like, and I was spacing them because again, the goal was not to get shit faced. The goal was just to loosen up, have a good time.
Yeah.
But
I would think again that you wouldn't need to drink that much if you really wanted to loosen up because the heat's gonna get you.
The other thing too is I'm not smoking anymore. So if I'm not smoking, I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking. I'm not smoking. So
Well, all right.
But
that's good.
I saw a lot of cigars. A lot of guys with
cigars. Really?
A lot of people with cigars. A lot of them just like took the butts and just like tossed them in the grass. And it was like I saw like a giant pile of like half smoked cigars just sitting there. I'm like,
that must look exactly like a pile of dog shit.
It really did.
Just a bunch of cigar butts in the grass. Oh man.
But it was my brilliant idea to take. So they gave us like these long red benches that they had lined up for people to sit on during, like, out in front of the. Okay, so you've been years past, and normally it's just like standing area in front of the stage. This time we had benches so people could sit down. But it was my brilliant idea to take one of those benches and hoist it in underneath the tent behind the stage where the bands are setting up, so we could sit and so we could set up.
Must look like you were waiting for a bus.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, we had camp chairs to sit in.
That was another thing. I totally forgot to bring.
They weren't.
I didn't bring. No, I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Because as soon as you get there and you realize that you don't have what you're thinking of having in that moment, like, just like, oh, why didn't I bring this? And why didn't I forget that, Next time.
Yeah. See, and that's what I am always, like, literally every minute leading up to my event, that's where my brain is going to be, is what else am I forgetting?
Like, I brought stuff that I ended up not needing, and I didn't bring stuff that I should have brought.
Like sunblock.
And aloe, yeah.
And aloe.
Like, I just like the first like 2 hours being out there, like the sun was fucking beating on us.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it'll be fine because I'll finally even out. I won't have this farmer's tan anymore. And boy, did I even out.
I mean, yeah, you're pretty even. Well, not this side. That's not even. This is evening.
Well, because my right arm is hanging out the truck when I'm working, so it's always like my right forearm that gets red.
The worst is the back of your neck.
It'll go away eventually.
It will. I mean, it will.
I'm just glad this one didn't peel.
No, there's still time.
No,
there's still time.
But James was a lifesaver. He went out and he got me aloe, and had lidocaine in it.
That's the best.
Yeah.
When I was in Orlando in 2014, also like literally right after Rat's Nest, because I got back from Rat's Nest and I went to Orlando, and on like day 2, we went to a nudie beach and we got to sunburn at the nudie beach. We went to CVS and we bought out all of the aloe with lidocaine that they had, and we just smeared each other for like 4 days straight. I left late. I stayed in Orlando longer than I had planned to in order to recuperate from this sunburn, because I had to drive back to New York after that. And fortunately, I didn't have anything going on. I had to cat sit for my parents when I got back. So as long as I was back by that point, it was fine. But I was on no schedule. That was a fun point in my life where I had nothing to do.
That first night, I was in agony. because all I had was like the lotion they gave us in the hotel.
Oh.
And so I'm tossing, even though I'm in a comfortable bed, I'm just tossing and turning and rolling back and forth. Like, oh, my shoulders.
Sticking to stuff too, probably.
I had to either sleep on my back or my stomach because I couldn't roll on my sides because it was so sensitive. And it's just like, oh, man.
But you had that sweet, cushy mattress and all them fluffy blankies and a nice working air conditioner.
Oh,
right?
It was on. We left it on all night at 66. It was beautiful. Oh, absolutely beautiful.
And I like literally nothing changed. Nothing changed here. I thought Sadie was going to sleep with me the whole time. I thought she was just going to take advantage of it. But she would stay in the bed with me, and then she'd be like, "You're moving again." And she would get up and she'd be like, and she would go to her own bed. And I'm like, fine, be that way.
There was this beautiful golden retriever who sat halfway between the lobby and the dining hall to greet us every single morning.
Like the Minneapolis airport.
There was no, if it were up to me, I would have just sat there with her the entire time.
Aww.
She had this big dopey smile on her face, and she was so fluffy and furry, and it's just like,
so floofy.
I don't want to go play now. I want to stay here.
Well, I'm glad we're back together.
I gave her a big goodbye, Billy.
Oh,
I'm just
good.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I'll see you next year.
What was her name? Did she have a name?
I don't remember any of these things.
You remember faces, not names.
I remember dogs, but not faces. No, I'm still so incredibly shocked. Like, again, it's just
Plus, it's gonna take a minute.
Plus, after last night, coming home and coming back to our bed, like, and I'm just like, ugh, this is not a hotel mattress.
Well, when next we meet here in podcast land, we will have an update for you because we treated ourselves to a new mattress today, and it will be here in
48 hours.
48 hours. So we will fill you in on that because that was we had an experience today.
We'll tell you about it next time.
Yeah,
we don't have anything. We plugged everything already.
Yes. Yeah. You got Tax Collectors and Harlots. You got Love Hard Art. Find Coat of Arms Tattoo. You can now go to dtandyandjjstar.com and it will take you to our podcast.
And
yeah, just like our email address, dtandyandjjstar@gmail.com, where you can send us an email and you can send us questions, comments,
look at that,
concerns for our well-being and stuff like that. Yeah, I've been a busy bee trying to get us.
It's jjstar.com.
No,
wait, hang on a second. So I typed in dtandyandjjstar.com.
Yeah.
And the first thing that pops up is dtandyandjjstar.com, and the headline is it's jjstar.com : home. And it brings you to Instagram.
Okay.
See?
Yeah. Anyway, now we have something. Now we have a little mystery.
That you really like.
Little mystery to solve. But thank you for listening. We had a blast. Yes, please go find us on social media. Check out Tax Collectors and Harlots and Love Hard Art, Coat of Arms Tattoo, the Westchester Tattoo Con coming at you. And
I'm gonna go check out those pillows we just got.
Yeah, I think that it's time for us to rest our weary heads. And
we'll see you next week.
Thank you from the three of us at That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
And we'll talk to you later.